Welcome to Ina Tigers News. I'm Alexis Richer.
And I'm Justice Dan. Thank you for joining us today for the news we've been watching for you.
President Barack Obama will deliver a final State of the Union address Tuesday, brimming with optimism, far more than most Americans possess. After 6 years of pitching ambitious proposals in his annual speech to Congress, Obama plans to take a rhetorical step back this year as he opens the final stretch of his presidency, in which he has less control over the nation's political agenda than ever before. By returning to the hopeful tenor of his two presidential campaigns, Obama also hopes to give voice to themes that Democrats can embrace in their campaigns to replace him and win back control of Congress. The speech is slated to begin at 9 o'clock.
A Syrian suicide bomber detonated a bomb in a historic district of Istanbul, popular with tourists Tuesday morning, killing at least 10 people and wounding 15 others, the Turkish president said. Erdogan said in televised remarks that both Turks and foreigners were among the dead in the explosion in the district. Reporters said the bomber was a 28-year-old Syrian national. He said most of the people who died were foreigners. It was unclear whether the death toll of 10 included the alleged bomber. The explosion, which could be heard from several neighborhoods, was at a park that is home of a landmark, some 25 meters from a historic Blue Mosque.
North Korea said Tuesday its nuclear test was not intended to be a provocation or threat, as it laid out plans for a weapons system capable of obliterating the entire United States. A lengthy commentary by the official North Korean news agency underlined the North's claim that last Wednesday's test was of a powerful miniaturized hydrogen bomb, which marked a new high stage in the country's search for a credible nuclear deterrent. Experts have largely dismissed the claim, saying the test yield was far too low for a full-fledged thermonuclear device and was similar to the simple fission implosion devices it has tested 3 times in the past.
2 members of the family featured on the reality TV show Alaskan Bush People were sentenced Monday to 30 days in jail after they were accused of applying for checks from Alaska's oil wealth fund even though they weren't entitled. Billy Brown, 63, and one of his sons, Joshua, 31, pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor unsworn falsification for lying on applications for the Alaska Permanent Fund dividend. To qualify for the dividend, one must have been a resident of the state for the preceding calendar year. The state is expected to dismiss charges against other members of the family who face charges in the case.
A record $1.5 billion is up for grabs on Wednesday when lottery officials draw Powerball numbers. The prize is the largest in history. Lines at convenience stores across the 44 states that participate are expected to be long as millions hope to cash in.
Our odd news of the day is one with a happy ending. On a late June day in 2024, a golden retriever traveling in a car that was involved in a minor crash in northern Vermont bolted, settling off a frenzied search that captivated the surrounding community. On Saturday, after 18 months of near misses, the exclusive dog Murphy was finally caught and returned home after surviving more than 500 days alone on the run. Murphy was in the backseat of Kristen Campbell's car when it skidded off the road near Stowe and slammed into a tree, according to local reports. Campbell, then 24, suffered a dislocated shoulder in the crash, but Murphy looked to be fine. Yet when she opened the door to check on him, the then 3-year-old golden retriever darted into the nearby field.
More heavy lake effect snow is forecast to develop later Tuesday evening. Is any of the snow headed our way? Here's Brianna with the forecast.
The winter's weather has been dominated by fast-moving systems, and this week is the perfect example. The system that produced feet of snow north of us has moved out, and another Clipper system provided some moderate snowfall this morning. That system will clear out later this week, before another system comes in and sets up the possibility of a significant lake effect snow event. That system will also produce a strong wind of up to 40 miles an hour and bands of snow that appear to impact central and southern Oswego County. Those bands should start organizing later this evening with steady and sometimes heavy snow accumulations 8 to 10 inches or more after midnight. Wednesday morning, not much will change. Strong winds will moderate to heavy lake effect snow is expected. We could see another 5 to 8 inches. The real question is where the lake band actually sets up. There is some indication that the ban could impact areas just south of Mexico before retreating north again. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, again, those bans are active over Oswego County. It's lake effect snow, so it's difficult to pinpoint exactly where the bans set up shop, but certainly there's a chance Mexico could be under the snow gun with a forecast Embry.
A national champion was crowned last night. Here's Abby with some details.
The last step toward making Alabama's run of championships under Nick Saban, the greatest in college football history, was the toughest. The Crimson Tide needed all its power and speed. It needed all its talent and steely resolve. When that alone couldn't do it, it was up to one gutsy trick to help win the 4th national title of the Saban dynasty. Derrick Henry, O.J. Howard, and Kenyon Drake hit number 1 Clemson with long touchdowns, and number 2 Alabama outlasted the dynamic play of Deshaun Watson to win the college football playoff championship 45-40 on Monday night. The Crimson Tide won its 3 previous championship game appearances in runaway fashion. This game was an instant classic, a relief for fans who sat through the blowouts that turned the New Year's Six lineup into a dud. The NFL has suspended Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Vontaze Burfict for 3 games as a repeat offender of the league's safety policy. Burfict's suspension stems from his vicious hit on Antonio Brown, which resulted in a concussion for the Pittsburgh Steelers receiver during Saturday's AFC wildcard game. Burfict was penalized on the play, which helped move Pittsburgh closer to field goal range, with the Bengals holding a 16-15 lead. A subsequent personal foul penalty on Adam Jones in the melee that followed made it easier for Steelers kicker Chris Boswell to boot a game-winning 35-yard field goal in the 18-16 Steelers victory. After an 0-4 start to conference play, the SU basketball team is in dire need of a win. They look to do it just that when they face off against Boston College tonight. The Eagles are also winless in conference play. It's the longest losing streak for the Orange since joining the ACC. The Orange have been competitive in each ACC game this season, leading most of them until the last several minutes. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 and can be seen on the ACC network.
A look at this week's calendar shows the high school is taking part in the Winter Spirit Week, which will culminate with a pep rally on Friday.
This Friday and Saturday, several Mexico musicians will take part in All-County Festival.
This Thursday, the Board of Education will hold its monthly meeting beginning at 6 in the middle school auditorium.
The girls' and boys' varsity basketball games have been canceled until further notice.
The wrestling team takes on its biggest rival Wednesday when it travels to Fulton.
And looking ahead, next Monday is a national holiday, celebrating Martin Luther King, so we do not have classes that day.
That's all for us. Thanks for joining us. Weather permitting, we will look forward to seeing you again on Thursday.
For the staff on Eye of the Tigers News, have a great rest of your day.